Sorry to barge in on you like this.
That's okay. Come on in. What's the matter?
Everything. Everybody. Did I wake you?
Who can sleep in this heat?
I'm sorry, I just wasn't thinking. I knew I couldn't come home.
What happened that got to you?
I'd rather not talk about it. It's all such a mess, and I'm so confused. I'd rather just spend a little time not being who I am.
I get it. Your family's been at it again.
Yeah. You'll read about it tomorrow, I'm sure.
Okay.
You see, that is what's so great about you. Whenever I say something, you listen. I mean, why can't my family be like that? And whenever something bad happens, they treat me like I'm an 8-year-old and shoo me away. I'm not a child.
Well, maybe they haven't taken a good look at you lately.
I knew you'd say the right thing.
But you don't want to talk about what's going on?
No.
And you don't want to go home?
No.
Okay. How about a walk on the riverfront?
No. Christian, I just need to be here. Can I spend the night?
And what the devil you people are doing about it?
Are you throwing your voice, Asa? Your son sounds exactly like you.
Well, your father may require surgery, but we have a cardiac team on standby in case there's a problem. But hopefully we'll be able to restore blood flow and minimize damage to the heart muscle. Meanwhile, I really would like to restrict his visitors to immediate family. We don't want to upset him, tire him out.
You talking about Renee? She is family. Already told you that.
But technically...
But technicalities be damned. That woman is the current Mrs. Asa Buchanan in every possible way except on paper. Now, I'll vouch for that.
The secret's out.
I wonder who else has realized, other than Bo and Clint, that you've always been unavailable on Wednesday nights.
I never told anyone.
Well, it's amazing that we haven't been outed before this. Love has a way of declaring itself, darling. And I do love you. I have loved you for 35 years.
It's so quiet downstairs.
Yeah. I checked on your father.
Yeah, I did too. Yeah. He's sound asleep, and River and Star, and I thought about cleaning out the refrigerator or mopping the floor, anything to keep from watching the clock and worrying about Kevin and everyone else out in the woods with Todd and a gun and...
Kevin had the gun, not Todd.
Barbara, you said you heard a shot.
Yeah, you know, I'm sure that John Sykes and all the other police have everything under control.
Then why hasn't Kevin called me yet?
Well, maybe because it really hasn't been all that long. I know it feels like it, but it really hasn't.
Barbara, about that gun, Kevin doesn't own a gun. Now, I realize, of course, that the Buchanan Lodge, they probably have some, but...
The gun was mine. I've had a gun, you know, ever since I was...
You kept a gun in this house?
Well, I always kept it locked up whenever River was around, and I've had all of the training. I mean, everything. But I guess I still should have told you. I'm sorry.
Yes, well. So, you took this gun with you to the lodge and you gave it to Kevin?
I'm telling you, Kevin was desperate to protect his family. Todd Manning was out of control. I mean, it didn't even make sense. He was goading people like he wanted them to explode, especially Kevin.
He hates Kevin. And maybe Kevin hates Todd. When you gave Kevin this gun, what did you plan to do?
Oh, no. Kevin would never kill anyone. Not unless it was self-defense.
Kevin!
won't you answer me?
Because Todd is probably listening right now. I thought you took off with everybody else.
No, I know what you're after. And I'm begging you to let the police deal with Todd.
I know a hell of a lot more about Todd than they do. Besides, I'm motivated.
To do what? To shoot him on sight?
He pulled my chain for the last time tonight. This is about honor.
Honor? Honor, Kevin? There is no honor in revenge for its own sake.
Oh, here we go. Ethics by Victoria Lord Carpenter.
Are you angry with Todd or are you angry with me?
How about both of you? Do you realize that this never would have happened had you been able to say no to Todd in your own kitchen?
This never would have happened tonight if you had not insisted on calling the police when you did, because I was getting through to Todd. I was talking to him about Star and Taya, and they are the center of that man's world.
Well, they're not gonna have to worry about that now, are they? I overheard Sykes issue a warrant for Todd's arrest. Several felony charges. With any luck, he'll die in prison.
And that pleases you?
You betcha it does. To have razor wire and machine guns separating Uncle Todd from the people I love. Heck, you throw in a couple of sadistic guards and maybe a little solitary confinement, I'll be a real happy man.
In this frame of mind, Kevin, you are as dangerous as Todd is. I want you to give me that gun.
No way. Not until I find him. You're not gonna protect him this time.
I'm not trying to protect Todd now. I'm trying to protect you.
Well, I'm a big boy.
You don't sound like one, Kevin. Please, use the system. I beg of you, let the police deal with him. If you want to skewer Todd, then do it in the newspaper. Write an editorial. Because that's what you are. You're a newspaper man. You are not a vigilante.
You are so scared for him.
No. No, I am terrified for you.
Not at all. This is not about me. It's all about Todd. And you know what? You're right to be scared.
You think I don't know you. You and I are so alike that it absolutely amazes me sometimes. You know that a part of me hated my father so much that I killed him. Well, I know what hatred can do to you, Kevin. I know how it can twist your soul for the rest of your life. And that is why I am trying to protect you, because I love you, because I gave birth to you, and you are a part of me. And that's why you have to give me that gun. If you don't, Kevin, I will try and take it from you. Do you want to shoot me too?
You satisfied?
Yes, I am. Thank you. Kevin, you will never know how much I love you.
Don't talk to me about how much you love me. I've really heard enough about love for one night. I just hope that the next time Todd beats somebody, or rapes somebody, or even kills somebody, that you remember this conversation right here.
You are so filled with anger.
Good night. Oh. And if you do come across your brother in one piece, you gonna turn him over to the police? That's an ethics dilemma for you.
So, how was New York?
What do you mean?
I mean, did you go to any art museums? Was it fun?
No.
That big art show was a drag?
What big art show?
Wait a second. I'm a little confused. I thought that's why you couldn't come to my graduation. Thank you for the watercolor, by the way. But I kind of wish you would have given it to me in person to explain why you had to go to New York.
I'm sorry.
You know, we hardly even see each other anymore.
It's probably better.
Why? Are you involved with somebody?
Very.
Do I know her?
I mean you, Jessica. I love you. I mean, I know I said we'd cool it, but I can't. So I've tried to stay away. Safe. For you.
how you feeling.
How do you think I feel, Clint? Tubes coming out of me everywhere. Now what?
They're ready for you in the cardiac cath lab.
Hold it. Hand me my bourbon.
Mr. Buchanan.
Doctor, wherever I go, my bourbon goes with me.
It's a good luck charm. He's not going to drink it.
The hell I'm not. You play your cards right. I'm gonna let you drink a toast to me after I walk out of this place.
Then I will take very good care of this.
Let's go.
Barbara, you never really told me how you ended up at the lodge with everybody else.
Well, actually, Kevin called me. See, Todd needed a nurse. He was bleeding profusely from his arm from a knife wound.
How did that happen?
Kevin stabbed him.
Kevin?
He was really just trying to get the knife away from Todd because Todd had it up against Kevin's mom.
Oh my God, this is a nightmare. I can't even believe that he would drag you into something this dangerous.
Truly, I don't think that he had any choice. Besides, he knew that I could protect myself.
The gun?
And he dropped a clue, so I knew to bring it along.
It's like a spy novel.
Yeah, well, I could tell from his voice that there was definitely something wrong, so I knew to come prepared. So I brought the gun, and I also brought a hypodermic with a fast-acting sedative, which I tried to administer at first, but then Todd realized
Barbara,
what I was doing, and then...
How could you think this clearly? I mean, how did you find the courage? I mean, I should write a story about you.
No, please, I've had more than enough publicity this year.
No, really, you are a real heroine. You probably saved Ace's life, and, I mean, do you have any idea what triggered his attack?
Actually, no, because I was in the wine cellar at the time.
The cellar?
That was Todd's way of punishing me for the trick that I played on him.
What a sadist. You must have been scared out of your mind being locked up there all alone in the dark.
Well, fortunately, I wasn't alone. He was also furious at Kevin, which actually turned out to be a really lucky thing because that was when I gave Kevin the gun, which he was going to shoot Todd with, I mean, only to wound him. But then Kevin's mom came down first, and then Todd came, but it was too risky to shoot.
Kevin was going to wound Todd? Barbara, how did you keep your head? I mean, with all the fighting and the heat and the darkness and being worried if you were going to be blown up?
I really didn't think about it.
How are we ever going to thank you? How are we ever going to thank you for everything that you did for this family tonight? You know what you are? I mean, besides a heroine, you know, I mean, you're a role model, and I am so proud to know you, and I am so proud that my son knows you.
Please, enough,
No,
enough,
really,
enough
You're
already.
terrific with my father, and River adores you, and I think, in fact, all the men in my life think that you are wonderful. So I would just like to jump on the Barbara Graham bandwagon, and I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. It took me so long. I'm sorry.
Really, you've been more than gracious and very welcoming.
Kevin, thank God you're here. You know, you had all the women in your life very worried about you, mister.
I knew it. See, and I was right. I got the Buchanans. It was the Buchanan who did it. I was Drew, and it was the Buchanan who offed her. That was Rachel, okay? And she's kind of a step Buchanan, but that counts, right?
What are you going to do now, Todd?
I don't know. I was gonna wait for this whole thing to blow over.
It won't blow over. cops are swarming these woods looking for you. There's a warrant out for your arrest.
For what? Trying to blow people up with toilet paper tubes?
I added it up. It could be over 300 years in prison. Now, that's not a joke.
Yeah, this is funny. Come on, 300 years. I'd die first. Look, I made the truth come out, all right? Buchanan's, they should pin a medal on me.
Is that really how you see it?
Yeah.
Oh, then Asa Buchanan is right when he calls you a psycho.
Everybody calls me a psycho.
I never did.
You just did.
You know, I looked it up once. Psychopathic personality, someone who is amoral and asocial, irresponsible and impulsive, even criminal, who has no sense of remorse or guilt.
And what do you call somebody who remembers something like that?
A lawyer.
Look, I gotta get out of here. People in these woods have guns and want to point them at me.
Yes, they do.
Look, I didn't swing that bat, all right? Buchanans aren't gonna wiggle out of this one. Everything's okay. It is okay. Everything's okay.
Everything's okay. Georgie Phillips is still dead. Or are you no longer enraged about that since it wasn't Big Bad Bo who killed her? Oh, and Asa almost died. But everything's okay in your world.
Well, they can't pin that murder on me.
Well, what about kidnapping? Terrorism?
Well, you'll find a way to get me out of that. Or Sam will.
Not this time.
Pessimist. Come on, I gotta go. Or somebody out here gets an itchy trigger finger.
I'm not going anywhere with you, Todd. It's too late for us.
It's not too late for us until I say it's too late for us.
Don't you realize that you probably won't ever be allowed to be alone with Star again?
You'll find a way out of that. You did it before, you'll do it again.
I'll try to stay close to Star, especially if you can't.
You don't give me that garbage, not now. Look, I made a promise to Shorty. I made a promise to her that it was gonna be you, and it was gonna be me, and it was gonna be her, and all that happily ever after baloney. Baloney. I'm starving. Come on, let's go. We'll get out of these woods, go back to the car. We'll go back up to that hotel in Niagara Falls. We'll go to Canada. Let's go. Come on, let's go.
So, what's been keeping you so busy?
You know, money-making stuff, art stuff.
Is that what you're painting right now?
Yeah. How about you?
Well, my mom wants me to intern at the Banner this summer. I'm not too thrilled about it, but she wants me to be around, you know, since I'm gonna be away at Columbia in the fall.
Makes sense.
You know what? You can come visit me when you're at your big art shows. That'd be fun.
Are you ready to tell me what happened with your family tonight?
Among many, many other things, my grandfather had a heart attack. He's in the hospital. And my dad sent me home, you know, like I'd be in the way.
I'm sure he was just trying to make things easier on you.
Well, you know what? I am tired of being protected. I'm in college now. I'm old enough to make my own decisions. And I want to stay here with you tonight.
Okay. You get to bed, I'll sleep on the futon.
So is this what you're painting?
Don't. It's not finished.
So?
I'd rather you didn't. Do you want to use my toothbrush?
Yuck. I'm sorry, but that's really gross.
Get some sleep. Hey, Jess. Your grandfather's gonna be okay. Tough ones don't go that easy.
Thanks.
How long have you known about your pawn me?
Well, about a year, I reckon. Bo put it together first. I wasn't far behind him. By the way, we kind of like the idea.
Ace and I are good for one another. And those doctors are going to be so surprised when they see how big his heart really is.
Yeah.
I think it runs in the family.
May, how's Asa? Where is he?
They're doing some tests. He's holding his own. What happened out at the lodge?
Oh, please. Everybody's okay. Well, that's not true. Everybody's devastated, but at least physically nobody got hurt except Todd, who is now on the run.
So then he did murder that girl?
No, he did not. No, that's the saddest thing about this whole business. Rachel Gannon did it. She confessed to it.
Rachel, I don't believe that in a million years.
Was it self-defense?
No, not exactly. Apparently, she went to the lodge that night looking for her mother, and Georgie was there, and they got into an argument, and somehow Georgie had a fire poker, and she wasn't really threatening Rachel with it, but she was attacking her verbally, and it pushed Rachel to the point where she just snapped, and she grabbed the first thing she could see, which was that baseball bat. And it was over in a second, I guess, and she was so horrified by what she had done, she took off. When she calmed down, she turned the car around and came back, and the body was gone. So this whole thing has seemed totally unreal for her since then.
Oh, how sad, Rachel. Poor Nora.
That whole family's gonna have a whole lot of healing to do.
Oh, yeah.
How's Bo taking all this?
Bo was stunned. So is Drew. They all went with Rachel to the police station.
Max was supposed to be at the lodge. How is he?
I don't know. I didn't even see him there at the end. I don't know.
I think I'm gonna go and check on him. Will you please tell Asa when he comes back that I'm still here and that his precious bourbon is very safe? I expected Jessie to be here.
I sent her home. There was no sense in her standing watch all night.
Well, I tell you this. It's a good thing that one of our kids is home, safe in bed. I just had the most awful confrontation with Kevin. He had a gun, had Barbara Graham's gun. And it's a long story, and I won't bore you with the details. But I made him give it to me because I was really afraid he was going to do something he would regret.
I'd hate to see him pay the price of ridding us all of Todd.
This is not a frontier town. We don't run this place by vigilante justice, Clint. Why am I not allowed to love my son and my brother, as sick as he is?
Just don't expect Kevin to understand it.
Oh, believe me, he does not understand. God, you should have seen the look he gave me. It's like he hates me.
Well, I mean, Rachel actually killed Georgie, but had Todd not moved the body and then tried to frame Bo, it would be a very different situation.
Tonight's events wouldn't have turned out the way they did. I mean, I can't even imagine what Rachel must be going through.
Well, I hope they catch Todd.
Well, I hope Todd tries to escape and they shoot him.
Todd will pay for what he's done.
Oh, I know he will. I'll see to it.
Barbara told me everything that happened in the wine cellar tonight. I mean, that must have been awful for both of you.
Well, not really.
You know, I gotta get up really early tomorrow with David. I'm exhausted.
I wasn't even thinking. You have had quite a day, too. I'm sure that bed is going to feel very good. Come on, let's call the hospital first, see how Ace is doing.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, Barbara, have a good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Shut up! Shut up! Listen to me now. I'm gonna take my hand away and you don't yell. You got that? Promise. Fine. I'll do it your way, and I'll drag you over to Canada. I don't know why you just can't be reasonable.
You know, sometimes I think I don't even know Kevin anymore. He used to be so happy-go-lucky, and now he's just driven all the time.
He's trying to make his mark in the world. It's only natural.
But shouldn't it be a mark that he's proud of?
Don't you mean something you're proud of?
I think maybe I should leave.
Look, Vicky. My father's had a heart attack. Bo's got a mess on his hands. You're fighting with Kevin. Let's not make things any worse, all right? Well, did you find Max?
No, I left a message on his machine.
Well, I'm sure he's all right, because I know he wasn't in the woods with the rest of us.
Did you give him a rough time?
Yeah. Oh. Vicky. Please.
Dr. Chow? How'd it go?
Well, as I expected, the right coronary artery was completely occluded. See? The procedure was successful. This is the result. Now we'll see if it holds. Now, there has been some tissue damage, which puts him at risk for another attack. He also has mild disease in the left artery. Your father will need to change his lifestyle.
Asa, I am so glad to see you.
That crazy brother of yours in leg irons yet?
No. No, he's disappeared. But I'm hoping that he'll turn himself in.
Not a rat's chance. But we'll never agree about that psycho. I wanted to talk to you about you and me. I know I'm alive because you stuck by your guns.
Oh, please don't mention guns.
I never much cared for your high-minded attitude. But you practice what you preach, I'll give you that. The ice queen here handed out fire and brimstone tonight. I guess maybe Clinton wasn't wrong about you after all.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Guess it takes a heart attack to get a compliment out of you, huh?
I need to examine my patient.
Be nice.
Can I buy you a cup of coffee? No, thank you. Renee, tell me to mind my own business, but are you and Asa?
The short answer is yes.
Oh, well, short answer's good enough for me. My hat is off to you, lady. Boy, it takes someone to tame that guy.
Oh, come on. You know me better than that. I'd never try to tame him. No, it's just kind of evolved into a very satisfactory arrangement.
I'm glad for you. I really, really am happy for you.
Oh, thank you, darling. Thank you.
Where Clint went off to.
I woke up and you were gone. Did you call the hospital?
Yeah. Yeah, Grandpa's on the stable list, so.
Everything's gonna turn out okay.
Yep. I have to go to the Banner
Why?
because Dad's got to stay with Asa, and somebody's got to decide how we're going to write this story.
Okay. Okay, I'll go with you. You know, since Barbara's here.
Well, I just don't think that we should ask Barbara to take care of River and Star, considering everything that's going on tonight, so.
Okay, yeah, I suppose you're right.
Thanks. You always understand.
You're not gonna work all night, are you?
We'll see.
I'll keep your side of the bed warm.
You want me to take that thing off? Don't make me hurt you.
Now what?
I don't know what I'm thinking.
There's no way out.
There's a way out! There's always a way out. I just gotta figure out the way out.
No, you blew it, Todd.
Shut up!
That make-believe place you told Star about? Second chance? You had a visa to that place, and you throw it out! Sam and I wanted to help you, and what did you do? You ran! You held 14 people hostage in a terrorist situation. You don't want a second chance, and you sure as hell don't deserve one.
I said shut up!
Or what? What are you gonna do, huh? You dragged me through the woods, you gagged me, you kidnapped me in my own car.
This is not my fault! This is all your fault!
Of course it's all my fault. What are you gonna do? Find a garden implement to substitute your beloved knife?
I wouldn't do that, Tay. You know that. I wouldn't hurt you. I love you.
Oh, God. You've been to that well once too much. You don't love me. You use me. You abuse me.
I don't abuse you.
Yes, you do, Todd. Over and over.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Todd. Isn't that the only thing left, huh? Throw me down. Why don't you just rape me, huh? Rape me like you did Marty. Just go ahead and rape me.
You all right?
Yeah, I told you I was all right in the cellar. Look, I wanted everything to happen, but now we have to forget about it.
Can you do that?
This isn't fair. This isn't fair to Cassie, me, or you. I'm gonna leave in the morning.
Wait a second. Wait. You can't leave. You can't leave, David. I'm asking you please not to do anything impulsive.
I already did that.
What if I said I wanted you to stay?
I won't make a decision tonight.
There's a somebody I'm longing to see. I hope that she turns out to be